Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
What we're going to do is we're going to quickly go around the room. If everybody's going to stand up and do a quick stint, so you can actually film them and stand up. So just think, we said we're going to ask them a quick question.
Yeah, a question as to what they would like to hear about, and then their own.
Okay. You all have various agendas and different things sent to you, and obviously some of you are already consultants for us. I'll quickly go back to the room and find out what is it that you really want to find out about us and what we do. Obviously the presentation is already set, but we can then tailor it to make sure that everybody's understanding and information about what we do, what can benefit them is actually met with. Does that make sense? So, Giannis, would you like to stand up quickly?
So yeah, what brings me here, I'm prepared by calling everyone. So what I'm hoping to get from this seminar, I want to understand a little bit more about your business, and since I mainly deal with property sourcing, so perhaps you could tell me, attracting new investors, new partnerships. So I'm open for everything, and you don't know what you don't know, so I'm here to learn, and I'm eventually with some partnerships to you guys. So
Okay, perfect. That young lady, like one stand.
My name is Susie, and I've been invited by Justin,
Okay.
and I'd like to have a general understanding of what your organisation does, and see how it fits into what I'd like to change in terms of career and business, and see if it's something I can get involved in.
What do you do currently?
I work in HR.
Good job, okay. That's good.
Resources.
Thank you. Justin, would like to stand?
Okay, so yeah, Justin, I've been to a couple of the smaller seminars, the last couple of weeks. I'm here really to find out the structure of the company, the background about the company, also about how the commission works as well, if we're introducing people to come into the business and how that would benefit my company. Yeah.
Thank you. Tahir, would you like to stand up? Tell us about yourself and what you're interested in.
Yeah, my name is Tahir Khan, and I used to be a commercial agent, and I've got my own service accommodation business in London as well. And last week I've opened up my own agency as well in Uxbridge. So I was just like thinking if I could come and blend this in with my agency work, and if I could benefit more from it, and probably like add some other extra layer of income.
Alessio?
Alessio, I'm the manager working in building and construction company. I'm here to understand also interest your services, to understand the value of your company, but to have also a knowledge for under these options, to know a little bit about the department.
Okay, it's about these options. Yeah? Patrick?
Yeah, hi, evening. Yeah, I'm Patrick Zill from Global Wise. We provide business funding for a variety of different businesses and individuals. One of the things that we help people do is get access to property finance and development finance. So just want to see, get in touch base and see how that development finance you've got, how that's panning out, and also what you do for people that are in interest-only mortgages and it's coming towards the end of their term and they haven't paid back anything.
Perfect, thank you very much. Miller, would you like to tell us your primary interest?
Yeah, my name is William Patel. I met Lucky a couple of weeks ago. A chance to speak to Sully on various occasions on different disciplines. I bring the experts in finance, tax, inheritance tax. I think Sully and Lucky can help me understand the system. I think the experts can beat the system. And you need to have the experts to beat the system for you, otherwise you will lose out.
Thank you. So that's beating the system. Beating it really up. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break the presentation down into 4 chunks to make it very clear. And what we'll do is keep it in bite-sized chunks so it's not goes on and on. Yeah.
Sorry, it's filmed it wrong, but you need to turn it around that way.
Is it?
Yeah, otherwise it's a little weird on the screen.
Is it? We've had that problem where we're filming that way.
Yeah, when we did it sideways, the video came out sideways.
Professional.
I am a professional.
We're confident.
That's what you want, otherwise it's split on your screen. That's what you want, that's
No,
fine.
that's fine. If it doesn't to work, then this is an answer as well. Thanks for the tip, though.
It's all right.
Okay, so we're going to break the presentation down to 4 simple chunks. Step 1 is we'll spend about quite a short time, 10-15 minutes, just talking to you about the income opportunities working as a rescue associate consultant. So I'll be going through that for about 15 minutes. Then the way that I'll lay out the presentation work is that we're going to have a half-an-hour break, but because we started late, what we're going to do is instead we'll move straight on to Celine doing a half-an-hour introduction to 45 minutes, talking about how the company's evolved, an introduction to what we do, and talking a bit more strategic about the macroeconomics of what's happening in the global economy and how we are aligned with being the biggest thing in the property market in terms of solving some of the major economic problems that are occurring in this country which are not even apparent to us. So that's step 2. Step 3, I'll be talking about the products and services, the solutions we provide around the problems in the market that are there, and how we pretty much become a holistic solution provider, helping people with property problems at the same time benefiting commercially as well. And lastly, we're spending 15 minutes just talking about the opportunity of becoming a fully fledged professional consultant. And we have 2 consultants in the room already who are fully fledged now, which is Justin and Milan, who've recently joined us. And I'll be telling you about what the benefits of doing that are, and what the income potential for that could be also, and what's the difference between that and becoming a beginner in the work that we do as a consultant. So, without further ado, I'm going to start, just give you a quick intro about myself, tell you a little bit about myself anyway. So, my background is I head up the sales and marketing for the business. So, and my background is that I've been helping people with property portfolios. Been working in the corporate life for about 20 years, so ex-Deloitte, the accountancy firm. I used to manage Deloitte's global web presence for them for about 4 or 5 years, about 15, 20 years ago now, quite a long time ago. So my experience spans over about 12 years in property portfolio management, myself and for others. And just to tell you why I'm here and why I'm probably like a significant person in your lives is that I've seen it all really. So I've had about 100 properties and a multi-million-pound portfolio, went bankrupt, lost my house, and major sort of family turmoil issues because of that. So because of that experience, I can openly say to you, whatever we're doing here is a culmination of that knowledge that Celine, who's the senior director here, myself, from a marketing point of view, have actually put together. And what we've found is that there's a problem in the market that's not being solved, which is people with financial distress are not getting total solutions, they're only getting half-edged solutions. And that's the reason we're here today. That's why Rescue My Properties, even though there's there's not hundreds of people here today, we're not worried about getting hundreds of people. We just want quality people to understand that there's a problem in the market that needs to be fixed. So whether you've got 5 people or 500 people, just the key thing is that you understand the message of what we're trying to deliver. And I think people like Justin and Milan, who've only been sort of we've been only talking for the last 3 or 4 weeks, quickly picked up the message and realised that whatever we're doing makes a lot of sense because it touches their soul in some ways, or they realise that whatever they're saying, what they're doing, they're beginning to understand is actually a lot bigger than anybody can even comprehend. Okay. So, a bit of background about myself. Interesting facts. Pose a question about negative equity to Ken Livingstone. You can see that on our website. Done various big presentations about negative equity to the Landlords Letting Association, seminar and landlord letting show actually about 2 or 3 years ago. More recently, we've had quite a lot of invitations to present at more local networking events, the J6 event at Manichopra's and the Property Circle Network. But we're not really going out and going mass market. We're getting people to come to us, and we've set up a seminar here regularly and locally, 2 minutes from the office to actually help spread the message. I've been on the Dragon's Den panel, presented something to that property before it went live on the on TV. So I know met on the Dragons one-to-one. I've worked with various senior people in the government, Lord Putnam, in Parliament, working for Lord Sainsbury, the DTI and launching their 200 grant-made products. Had some radio interviews. Used to be a presenter at Build Your Property Empire with Ranjan Bhattacharya many years ago. He and I used to work together about 20 years ago. And we had various presentations or interviews on Sky TV, all of which were very good for marketing purposes. So that's a bit of background. Now, before I get into the income opportunity, what I wanted me to tell you all is that what we offer to any client coming to us is that we offer a free 1-hour consultation, and our objective is to actually give them clarity of any property matters they've got. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's funding, whether it's lease options, or whether it's development finance, whether it's international funding, whether it's an income opportunity. The key thing is any capacity that you come to us, we offer you clarity. Now, without clarity, you can't really move any further, is the general philosophy of the business. The whole income opportunity that we offer is actually stemmed around that. It's around clarity. So if you've got a problem, you're not clear about what the solution is. If you keep on doing the same mistakes, thinking in the same way about the problem, you're going to make the problem worse possibly, because you may put yourself into a problem because of your lack of clarity. So 5 things we say to clients: get clarity first, then do an audit and understanding where you're at, then look at a strategy based upon that audit, then re-implement it, then you review it, and then you can move forward. But without those 5 steps, you can't really go anywhere. Now, how does that translate into an income opportunity? How does it all work? What I'm going to do is, I'm going to play you a couple of simple videos, which will
first emergency service for distressed buy-to-let mortgages in the UK. We are a UK-wide company of unrivaled expertise developed over a decade of specialised experience. Why should you be a rescue associate consultant? At Rescue My Properties, we offer clients superior services such as unique growth, asset consolidation, as well as all-round solutions to issues facing landlords in the property market. Please refer to our comprehensive property portfolio analyzer tool, available on the rescuingproperties.co.uk website under the Contact Us section for full detailing of our unique products and services. Our UK-wide business model allows for a consultant to sit as part of a elections agency, or alternatively, to independently source their own clients. In this video, the opportunity available to consultants of Rescue My Properties will be fully explored. The unlimited income opportunity available to rescue associate consultants will be outlined. The training process will be broken down. The rapid career progression that a consultant has will be established. Offering you unprecedented access to industry experts, consultants receive the guidance and know-how to be successful in the property finance industry. Advising clients on unique services not generally available on the open market, consultants see the person behind the problem, therefore creating a tailored solution alongside Rescue My Properties. You will be left under no uncertainty. Become a Rescue Associate Consultant, where the only limits are the ones you set yourself. To become a consultant for Rescue My Properties, you must first complete our comprehensive training program. The training program is available to every individual with drive, commitment, and a passion for success. The program is a comprehensive process with interactive videos of actual presentations. The training process offers a thorough and complete knowledge of our individual services and products. Prospective consultants then have the industry know-how to be successful in the property and financial sector. Consultants are demonstrated from coach through client meetings At Rescue My Properties, we are a company that believes in the individual. We see the person behind the problem. This will show you how to approach varying client personalities and types, thus creating a tailored solution and superior service. We share our expert tips with prospective consultants, from lead generation techniques to networking, increasing our conversion and success rates. The imperative administration process is then also demonstrated. Slide 7. Consultants receive guidance and support to not just work but excel. With an unlimited income opportunity represented, consultants have a gateway to financial freedom. Available as a full-time or part-time role, consultants work their own time as part of a lettings agency or independently. Whilst assisting clients with their financial needs, consultants earn lucrative commissions of up to £10,000 payable monthly. As a consultant, you will benefit from the company's extensive experience, as well as becoming part of the elite property network. We stay in regular contact with consultants, and they receive access to UK's leading property experts. Upon completion of the training process, prospective rescue associate consultants reach the accreditation stage. They are then fully licensed to operate as a consultant for Rescue My Properties. Fully trained and confident in our services with our expert support, consultants can begin meeting clients. They can then also begin earning commissions immediately. With an unlimited income opportunity, consultants are able to rapidly progress and reach their potential under the guidance of Rescue My Properties. Rescue My Properties is the first emergency service for distressed buy-to-let mortgages in the UK. Become a consultant with us, where the only limits are the 1%.
Okay. What I'm going to do is just going to give you a few bits more of information telling you why we're leaders in the market, and why this is such a good opportunity. Now, to take you out of your frame of thinking and just make you sort of give you clear clarity about why is it that we're leaders in the market is, the analogy is that we're somewhat like the, let's say, leaders in the cardiology department at Hayfield Hospital. We're those sort of experts. Okay, so the cardiology department sort of, how do you say, hit the right note. So what I want to say to you is, because we're the leaders in the market, people want to come for their health check. They want to come for, like, they've got like a wobbly knee or something, or they want to come up with these other simple things, but they think they're getting, which they probably are, getting the best experts in the field talking to them, and they're happy to pay for their services because they think there's an organisation there that's actually going to help with really complex heart matters. So why can't they help me with my dodgy knee or my elbow, or it could be something more serious like a brain injury. Now, that's the analogy for what we do. Now, what happens is there's people in the room here who are experts in their own field. So, for example, some of you are expert at sourcing property, a couple of gentlemen here. Some of you are experts in raising finance, gentlemen here. Some of you are experts in taxation and sort of offshoring or protection, HR, so social work, sales. Now, to give you a better analogy than what I'm giving you, the other one is that we fit very well with the RAC model, which is becoming car models. We're like the Mercedes of the car industry. Now, when you go for a car, you go for an MOT, you go for your service, you might want some finance, you might just want your car cleaned, whatever you want. You might have that crash repair situation, you might want a hire purchase or a lease contract, whatever it is they want. We're better than the Mercedes because we've also got the emergency breakdown service. So we're like the AA, the RAC, and Mercedes, and Quick Fit, all in one. Now, nobody's doing that in this market. Nobody's thought of that idea even. Either they're MOT stations with a little bit of servicing, or they're body repair sessions with this, or they're a bit of finance over here with a bit of MOT. But nobody's actually bringing all of those things into one-stop shop. So my talk later on, in a few minutes, about half an hour, 45 minutes or so, is going to be about that. But now, so why is this an opportunity for somebody to start off with a new career, and how much income can you actually make? If you came in every single day, full time, and worked with us as a full-time consultant, I think the income opportunities is probably going to be, if I did it myself, it'd probably be about £50,000, £100,000 if I actually did work as a consultant a week, a month. Yeah? It could be up to that much if you're really focused and you had like literally understood all the mechanics behind each of these business areas. Now, let's just say that you don't know anything about finance, but you know you're sourcing properties like this gentleman over here. You're talking to people with portfolio problems all day long. So let's just say you did that bit, and anything else that you're doing, you don't really know much about, because you may not know much about development finance, you may not know much about bridging finance. So what you might want to do is you want to introduce those other bits to us. So not only if you can make money from your M&T station bit, which is your bridging finance you're doing, or you're doing your sourcing finance, sourcing of property, whatever else you're doing, you can make money from all the rest. So the average figures you can make is about £10,000 per month full time, and that you can carry on doing your own business if you wanted as well, which may be a niche area. So some of you have got other businesses that are already successful in bringing business in. So you could be making a couple of grand from that month. And from this you could be making 8 or 10 grand from just bringing the clients in. How does that work? That's what I'm going to come on to in more detail later. But in short, anything that you bring in, you get 10% of that in terms of income. So for example, a simple client would be, a typical client, I'll just give you one case study so it doesn't get into too much detail. Client comes in, he's got £1 million of pot cash sitting in his bank. He's got 20 negative equity property sitting in, let's say, in Manchester. And he's got some sort of litigation issue with the bank. And he's got some tax issues. So, on that sort of case, the total amount of fees that we charge for that client for restructuring him were around the £40,000 mark. You get 10% of that's £4,000, but you didn't have to do anything from it apart from make sure you talk to the client and say, look, we've got some amazing solutions, come and talk to us for a free consultation. They come in, we do an hour meeting with them, we give them a health check, which actually asks them lots of questions. They can pay $350 for the health check and say, oh right, so that's where my problems are, that's what I could possibly be thinking about doing. Then they come back to us, then they go for a full appraisal of the whole situation. We charge them £2,500 for that. So they may go for a restructure, maybe some sales or a negative equity negotiation. Fees could vary anything from £2,500 to £5,000, going up to £30,000 to £40,000 depending on tax structuring, etc. So 10% of that is about £4,000. And in worst case scenario, they decided to come in, they didn't want to do anything, then they pay £350 for the report, you get £50 for that. So, well, 10 minutes of your time or an hour of your time when you decide to sit in the meeting, you get £50 as a minimum. That's what you should be targeting. So if you can get every meeting that you get £50 for doing a health check. But obviously, if you're speaking to 20 or 30 clients a week, at least 5 or 10 of them will convert, and you will get business coming in. Those 10 clients that come in per week, or 5 clients that you can work per week, if you just work out the numbers, if you bought 5 clients like that per week, that's 5 times 4. That's 5 times 4 is right? £20,000, yeah, remember with £20,000 worth of income per week. But obviously, if you're in sales and you understand how to actually bring in those clients, whether it's SEO, whether it's social media, whether it's networking in these sort of scenarios, whether it's having a database of clients because you work in the industry already, you can't really go wrong by actually working with this, because the entry point is the lowest entry point than any other franchise model in the whole country, because we charge £50 to do our online mentorship, and with that you've got access to about 7 or 8 hours of material, and you can start bringing clients in. So that's all I'd like to say for my 15 minutes stint to talk about the beginner and how they can get started. And if you want to get information on that starter pack, then Ben's the man. just chase him around the room and just make sure that he gets, give him your email and he'll send you a starter pack.
Before you guys go, I'll give you the cover card as well. We'll give you his card and give you Philip's card as well.
Yeah, so you can, either way, Ben is the type, he'll make sure that he's not going to lose you, he'll find you where you are. Even if you decide to go undercover, that one has business. Yeah, Ben? He'll find you, don't worry. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to now introduce you to Salim. He's going to give you a broader introduction to why Rescue My Properties is the next big thing, and really go into a bit more intricacy about major economic factors which nobody's really thinking about in this market. The only people that sort of seem to sort of be talking that sort of language is somebody like Milan, who's been saying to us, yeah, I think there's going to be a major problem in the market, things are going to get screwed, so we need to really be thinking about what we're doing. Most people are thinking, oh, everything's fine, but they don't realise there's lots of weird things happening in America. Yeah? But don't worry, we will make property great again. Okay?